And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. N- no thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. Damn. And I thought Gumshoe's voice hurt my throat, but this one might hurt even worse. Pause! What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel once again. We're back with some more Ace Attorney. We're still in episode 5. The last video was a bit short, but we just played basically like the second, can't even really call it the second half of the trial, just the later part of the trial. And basically we had the police chief come in, you know, yada yada yada. Basically, I believe they're setting my boy Edgeworth up, man. Now we're about to head into day 2 investigations, man. So without further ado, let's just hop into it. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 o'clock p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot, in the police department's evidence room. What's this? What's this? And the evidence room part. The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Yeah, that's what I said. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. All right, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. February 23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? I forgot how I did her voice. The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Whoa. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press A, enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Oh, there we go. Blood right there, yeah. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So, this is a bloodstain? Ugh, it's so... Ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time... Ah. Ow. Yeah. I just bit my tongue. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this? Scientifically. The amount of blood. Yeah, I was about to say. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. So he didn't die here. He didn't die here. What's her name? The chief prosecutor cut her hand here, but old boy died at the police station. They fought here. There'd have to be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces, spray to use. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out onto the light of day. Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! Okay, it's you. I wonder how that fluid of yours will react to a nice deli box. Miss Star! You only trust your eyes, man. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just... That kind of lead-in... That kind of lead-in... Oh, hold on. That kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. So you just lied? Yeah, what the fuck? Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah! I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us. What? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they face me, they coughed it up. Oh, we're gonna need a new catchphrase. This ain't it. This ain't hidden. This ain't hidden how she thinks it's hidden. Coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired. I thought that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL-9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Hold up. What is he talking about? I'll present her the note, or I'll present her the knife. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident? It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Oh, I knew it. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime. And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? Shit, I was trying to figure that out the first episode when you was all over Edgeworth's meat. This has nothing to do with taking sides. So, this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. Anything else? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? You want to talk about it now? Finally. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any clearer than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself, and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be... Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. Oh. As professional detectives, we investigated every case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. The Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie, what? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Received from Miss Starr. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall, Alright, well, I know where we're going next. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you! Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat. I'm busy. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? on the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot. Another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator. Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch, pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Well, wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation's off to a running start. February 23rd, detention center, visitors room. Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Oh. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Is this me? Yeah, it is him. Wow, they're saying he did it? Hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, where is Mr. Edgeworth? Anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait. He isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't. Did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir!
What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
Sir! I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir!
Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir.
Please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir! If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir!
Then label me victim! I would, but you happen to be in the detention. and alive, and well at that. Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger,
then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side.
So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a very... Hold on. Sir! Oh. I missed it. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intentions of killing him, sir. None!
Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir!
At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime?
Well, you see, sir!
Don't you think you should just confess?
But sir! But there was nothing I could do!
Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed the knife at me, I just hollered, sir! And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because...
Because Detective Goodman had disappeared!
What? Then, when I was looking down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir.
Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow! Can you imagine how I felt?
The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Come on, there's nothing, you don't got nothing else? Officer Meekins, this is for you. Eek! I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay. I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. About the shoe. Other than that, I have no idea. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey!
That's it, sir! That's it!
That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir! That's exactly it!
Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing!
I better pry into this one a little deeper. Okay. Let's talk about it. Can you tell me what it is that you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me!
What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him?
Do unto others before they do unto you! My own father's words, sir!
What happened then? Well, My eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, who he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No. The videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera.
The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me on tape!
And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. Damn. And I thought Gumshoe's voice hurt my throat, but this one might hurt even worse.
Pause!
Alright, now we will move to the... Now we'll finally go to the fucking... February 23rd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what happens if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant. Reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore the reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. There being the prosecutor's I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, righto. I can't give away all our secrets just like that. This in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that. Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Well, I don't have any new evidence. Let's see over there. That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. I took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. Oh, what? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Oh, February 21st. A half-written document dated on February 21st can only be submitted to the chief of police. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you for a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright would ask me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. It looks pretty cool on my label, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Finally, now let's finally get to the fucking evidence room. Oh, we still can't. Oh, we should be able to get in there now. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader's turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina's skies so gray? Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scenes are waiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. I got something for you though. Here, eat, hungry ass nigga. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. All right, Bambina, you win. Ask anything. Finally. It seems like he's willing to talk. Okay, let's talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know. So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in your steak, you know? Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a fire in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambino. Anyways, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case. That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transfers too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are the security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. 420, 440, 450, 514, and 514. So this is the ID record. Okay. This is a minute before the murder. There are 2 ID cards at the same time. So who's this 498 number? Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number somewhere before. Maybe there's some way I could prove the record is tied to the stabbing. There is. Let me talk to them about this first. Sorry, but could you explain the whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever, dead. Never to be reported again, never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago? See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 584-2189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID record card again. Yeah. Sure enough, a minute before the murder. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me!
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. ID card record added to the court record. IDs of all who entered the evidence room on February 21st. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to the other people with IDs here. Show the list. Anything more to talk about? No? February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation, it's quiet. The investigation must be over there. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourselves out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're a boss for the day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Let me look at all the evidence. Lost item. Oh, I'll show him that later. Yeah, that's the floor plans. Let's talk. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? We're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card. Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third car since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint. Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny. They look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Okay, only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Take a look at this. This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? ID card record updated in the court record. Whoa. Why would Edgeworth have to come to the evidence room? What? So Edgeworth came in here 34 minutes before the murder. 35 minutes before the murder happened. Examined the place yet. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Do you really think it would? Hey, pal. Our security is high tech around here. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. It must be evidence for some case. Wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. Bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of him, pal. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust around here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ugh, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal. That's the metal detector. The one that led to solving the case of that out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Who that? That's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testings. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Okay, let me scan the place for blood. Oh. Bloody hand. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal! What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans. Okay. That's it. So we got some blood. Interesting. He didn't touch the door at all. Nothing. Oh my God. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. You can open it up. They'll give you 50 cents. No, the police department lacks faith in this lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. That means... Oh, shit! They killed him here, stuffed him in Edgeworth's trunk, and Edgeworth transported him over here. That's what happened. I think that's what happened. The only question is, why was the head prosecutor over at Edgeworth's trunk? But I think that's what I'm getting at so far. Holy shit, that's how they did it. Whoa. Fuck, still nothing? I've already examined every... Oh, there's more. Wow. There's so much more. Golly. Well, what's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? You should use her testing fluid to check it out. Okay. Wow! Someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Wait, no, that doesn't work though, because... What if he didn't die at 5? No, but he came in here. Whoa, this is a mind fuck. Never mind, my first theory doesn't make sense because of the time of death. But then again, if he got transported over here, but Edgeworth's car got over there at 5:12, and Goodman's ID got scanned at 5:14. How? Detective Gumshoe, perhaps. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of those pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence? I wonder what shape these pieces were before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Oh, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. This looks like a cup of some sort. Hold up. This goes there. Oh, what's up? Oh, shit. Missing a piece. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar added to the court record. A jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. Pieces missing. Interesting. It's an open locker. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Oh no. 1. Why are some of the pieces missing? 2. Doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. This is gonna be a long-ass trial, bro. What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Oh, perhaps. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Okay, is there anything else before I start spraying? Spraying and praying? Alright, time to spray. Time to spray my fluids.
Hey, yo!
Yeah, let me grab my fluids and start spraying it all over the place.
Huh?
Know about that already. We already knew about this one. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plan. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Oh, what the fuck? That's where the pool of blood. Oh. Right. Oh, yeah. So, come on. God. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood? Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it in the floor plan. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Blood? Holy shit, dude. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. The jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Shit, when was the point of me? What? This glove? Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal. Making me to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber gloves added to the court record. Fucking hell, that's what held me back all this fucking time? God damn. God, okay. So what I didn't do... So I didn't show him the fucking switchblade. Why the fuck would he... Okay. Detective Goodman's note in that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case... Why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Finally, fuck! That took way too fucking long to put together. Oh my god. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? Serial killing. Damn. Serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors? About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be coming. It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Finally. Holy shit. That was needlessly difficult. That was needlessly fucking tedious. Oh my god. We need a better way to organize the investigation system. Because this shit pissing me off. You just get stuck off one little thing. Oh, because I didn't show him that fucking switchblade. Why the fuck would I expect? You know what? 1202. You? Ah, guess. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this as not a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error due to the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently, there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gantz. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, never seen him this out of sorts. I'll get the fuck out of my tongue early. Alright, man, we don't got time for all this. What do I present to him? Oh, this? Let me show him this. Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. Yeah, this nigga setting him up. The chief of police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make note of it. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court record. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth brought back to his office by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Damn, bro. I got so much evidence. Okay. It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Oh my God, bro. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gantz. Is he a serial killer? That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you are still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have some use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and those fingerprint files for everything involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint set and fingerprint file revealed. Covers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Okay. Well then, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Oh, no. Let's move. Go back. Holy fuck. This one's even longer than the first investigation. Are all the investigations going to be this long? Shit, this might have to be its own video. February 23rd, evidence room, Sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Say less. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. You really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. It's either the thumb or the index finger. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter, see? Ah, looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. Guess I better give it a try. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. There we go. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. He was wearing gloves. What does it mean? It means he was wearing the glove. I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Right. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely, it seems like there are other fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. What is she talking about, man? Here? Oh no, wait. I didn't mean to do that. Yep, here we go. Got it. Gotcha. All right. Okay, I don't got the full one. Gotcha. And blow. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? Guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Well, Gumshoe then. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Okay, I know what you mean. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Oh man, this investigation is so involved. Wasn't it here? This is where we had a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by a bloody hand? Gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be good for matching any prints, will it? But it does look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, so can't be one with blood. Let's try it here. Here they got me dusting for fingerprints. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there, ain't it? You gonna tell me that ain't a good one? Oh no, not. Why is it not? Oh no, finally. Okay. Now I gotta match it. No, it's not kids. Ooh. Could be Jake Marshall. No, it's not Goodman. Not Gumshoes. It's not Lana's. Not Emma. Not Angel. Mike Meekins. Not Meekins. Yeah, it's Marshall's. All right, let's compare it. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is this someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's fingerprint. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. Whoa. But why would Officer Marshall... Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Something not adding up. Holy shit. That was a super duper long investigation. Holy shit. Part of the reason I think I was recording for like 3 hours. It won't be that long. The actual video won't be that long, obviously, but like raw investigation, that was 3 hours, dude. So they gotta find a better way to get this to conduct the investigations, bro. Cause fuck me, dude. I was running around in circles. But shit. It looks like the plot keeps getting thicker, bruh. I think Gantz seems like he orchestrated all this. But at the same time, that is old boy's fingerprints, bruh. So I'm just curious where it's gonna go. So let's just hop into this trial, man. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Oh no, I already saved it. And then let's go. Let's try that again. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Well, that's not a no. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the blood and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial, right? One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. And you sound like you're just bouncing all over it. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait, right? So he's just a good bullshitter. Well, I mean, you could argue the most successful people in life are the best bullshitters, so maybe she's got a point, right? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekin, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it.
I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've got to believe me, sir!
Actually, what? Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir.
A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend!
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must do what that must be told what to do, sir. Can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Do unto others before they do unto you!
That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with.
Okay, so that sounds like I need to press him. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which means many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
I had a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
Yep.
There it is! I found it!
This is the one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 498-9596. That's my number, sir.
I see. Huh. With the number 498-9596 is shown as being used twice. Oh. Please explain, witness.
It's no mystery, sir. No real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Data added to ID card record. Good.
I was only doing what I was... Oh, wait, hold on.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hands wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it.
Did what exactly?
What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look like type, but I'm really into kung fu fighting films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife?
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
See. Must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew...
Yes?
He punched me right in the face, sir!
After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too.
I woke up crying tears of pain!
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it? What is that? Videotape.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir.
It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room!
What?
But I specifically asked if there was such a tape and was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into? Kind of hitting it though. Oh yeah, we really got video in this bitch. It's 5:14. He opened it, dropped the glove. Oh, there he is. That don't look good at all. Okay, that's him. That's him seeing the guy. Oh, sliced at him. Oh, what was the detective on? Oh, of course, it pans away. If he's dead, bro, that's gonna be crazy. No, he's knocked out, but the detective is gone. Where'd the detective go, though? The fuck? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room. It's some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Mystery. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir.
So it must be him! No one else could have unlocked it!
What's this about a fingerprints? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with the contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. There's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or Meekins. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir! And this too!
The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open lockers did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprints. Okay. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in the video. The man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir.
My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the count record again. Okay. It have to be the time of death. There was a pool of blood. Would I use I think I'd use the map, no? Half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the chief of police. I think it has to do with the pool of blood. I don't remember seeing any handprints either. It might be that. I don't know. Rubber glove. Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. That is crazy. We just never see his face. Something fell too. Sliced at him. Knocked his ass out. 15. That's Meekins, but that's not the dead officer. That's Meekins on the ground. That's Meekins' blood. Yes, there's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction. It does? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. Fuck. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem with the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause at a video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Well then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not have been Goodman? Okay. I didn't exactly see it. Glove falls out. Meekins comes up with the bat. He didn't stab him, though. I have to prove that it's not Goodman. How do I prove that it's not him? The knife? What would prove it? There was a puddle of blood there. look at the layout of this place again? Where could he have? So we're sitting here. So there's a chance he's over here in this area. That doesn't add up. There's also handprint marks here and here, and it's wiped off here. SL9. Oh, the vase is missing too. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what the issue is. Found on a bloody handprint left in those are Marshall's fingerprints. Marshall's fingerprints were found in the locker behind at the end of the video. Wait a second. Oh, I just seen it. Something got stuffed in there. When did he stuff that in there? I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna click on that. Okay, I can fast forward it. The glove drops. He stuck something. What was in there? I forgot. Hold on a second. Let me pause it real quick. What was stuffed in there? It looked like a napkin of some sort. That's what I'm gonna click on. I have no idea what was stuffed in there though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna click on. That's what I'm gonna click on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it. So let's play it. And then we're gonna fast forward. Slice them up. See, it wasn't there. Goes back. Pause. There. That's the issue.
That is not correct.
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be that. Oh, I don't like how. Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you are looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman. What? That's not it? Oh, so it's not that? Very well, let's try this again. Says the one pointing his fingers at us. Okay, I thought I had it. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. It was already open. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match,
The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Okay, I missed that. I'm like, I don't get it. What could be the issue? I have no idea how I'm supposed to prove that. It's right over my head the whole time. This game having me feel. Sometimes I feel so smart when I play this game. Other times I feel like a fucking dumbass. This is one of those moments right here. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little earlier. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? Very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
Objection!
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor. Why is everything on me? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Like, huh? Why the fuck would I know that? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system's sensor. Something jammed the sensor. The glove. The glove. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. It's the glove. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. It's the glove. Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this. So I wasn't entirely wrong looking at the glove falling out. But I just, okay, I got it. Now I know what it is this time. I'm ready for it. We can already fast forward. We don't gotta waste time. Walk up, you fake. You phony. Oh, no, hold up. This right here. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Yep. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. I didn't see that the first time. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensors triggered the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Didn't we just... Oh, well, I have it. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order! 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 So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Objection! Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir. I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well. Begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There's one thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. The card is used to record. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got.
used his ID card. At the time of the crime, he used his ID card. That doesn't make sense. Let me look at this again. How do I prove that he didn't use his card? Hold on, I gotta piss, bro. Now that I've relieved myself. All right, so we need to somehow prove his ID card was used, but that doesn't mean he did it. Wait a minute. Lost item. Oh, he lost his item. No, okay, that's what this is. Is this what I think it is? Objection! Yeah, okay. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report. It's only half complete. But it shows that the detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require that much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. But bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instance of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So the real crime can only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used a murder weapon. Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana...
Now it's time to play the trump card. And now it's time to play the trump card.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Right. Too many coincidences. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. All right, here we go. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Who? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe. Oh my God. Come on, man. Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name? It is none other than Mr. Jake Marshall. Bring your country ass over here, boy. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you now, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us?
Right. Spare us all this investigating.
Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
I think she's looking out for Edgeworth. That's my guess. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
That was it. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around the city while on duty.
And to top it off, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh. You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Can I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor were a witness in that case.
Well, I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness?
Files from the Joe Dark killings solved 2 years ago.
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana! That's over with. No!
Whoa.
Emma, wait!
She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Shit, let me take a good look at it. To be continued. Okay, we're gonna take a break there though. Whoa. Okay, y'all, I've been recording no bullshit for like, was it 7? I think I started at 3. Almost 4 hours now. Almost 4 hours I've been recording. Yes, we will save though. And we will take a break right here. Yep. Shit, bro. I didn't. I'm thinking, man, first trial back, it'll probably be like a little two-part, cool little two-part. It won't be that difficult.
Bro, I was wrong, brother. Oh my god. Oh, just it seems way more involved in the second game, which is good. I just wish that they would structure the investigations better, or at least if I'm like stuck, they would give better context clues. Because man, that fucking it legit took me 30 minutes to find that fucking glove, and another 15 minutes after that to
to ask Gumshoe about the knife because I didn't think I needed to ask him about the fucking knife. But I think I'm mixing up SL9 with the other SL case from the first game. That's why I thought it was unimportant. But yeah, so that's partially on me. Whoop de whoop. But other than that, man, when the game was moving along, when I was getting shit done, bro, fun. I'm enjoying it, bro. I'm really curious to see what's going on. This seems like it's a whole giant conspiracy that we're just jumping into. My best guess is Lana is trying to take the fall to protect pretty much everybody involved. So Jake Marshall, pretty much all of them. I think Lana's trying to protect all of them. That's my guess. But hey, man, we will all find that out in the later videos. But so that's going to be it for this one. If you've watched this far, that means you like the video. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will see you all again next time, man. Thank y'all for watching.